My name is Melissa Hay, and I'm researching in the plant ecology lab here at William & Mary. And this summer I've been working on a milkweed project that works with milkweeds and monarch butterfly caterpillars.
My name is Reilly Nelson. I'm working in the plant ecology lab with milkweeds, and I'm working on a project that examines the correlation between population density of milkweeds and the diversity of insect pollinators that visit those patches.
What I've done is I've planted low and high densities of milkweed. So the low density is 3 plants per tub, and then the high density is 12 plants per tub. So we have monarch caterpillars that are feeding on 6 of the tubs, so 3 low density and 3 high density. And we also have 6 control tubs, and then we have 6 tubs that we're going to be subjecting to simulated herbivory.
Well, the field work that I did in particular involved observing the insect pollinators out in the field, and we did in-person observations where I would stand about 1 meter away from a plant and I would record every single insect that visited the plant or visited the flower in particular. And I did essentially the same thing with video observations where I would record about 30 minutes of footage per umbel or group of flowers, and I would look at that later to record the insects that visited. Another part of my experiment was pollinia counts, which were a part where you would look at a flower and you would count the number of the structures that contain pollen, and from that you could find out how many had already been removed by pollinators, and you could also tell if any had been deposited by pollinators from another plant. One of the reasons that milkweed is in the spotlight is because there have been declines in the populations over the years, but also in particular recently. This is related, many people suggest this is related to the decline of monarchs because the milkweed plants provide the breeding habitat for the monarchs. So fewer milkweeds means fewer places for the monarchs to breed. My research, while it doesn't look directly at monarch butterflies, it gives us a lot of insight into the population dynamics of milkweeds that relate to pollinators. And obviously without pollinators, we wouldn't have these healthy populations of milkweed that we do see.
I think that it will help our understanding because we're either going to find out that yes, plant density affects how the plants respond to herbivory, which could have implications for how the plants interact with the insects and how the insects interact with the plants, or there isn't a difference, which is still important to know because we want to find out as much as we can, especially since the monarchs are in decline. When you're looking at such a large problem, it's really hard to figure out, what's the trigger. The more pieces of the puzzle that we have, the better we're going to be able to put them together.